Hello everyone, how are you doing today? King Rex here, and today we're continuing on with our Marines hero reviews. And for today we have the last $5 hero before we get into the real juicy stuff. Today we have Sparas.
The hunt is still on. I'm that one.
Sparas is honestly pretty interesting hero. He's one of those heroes where I have a love and hate relationship. I love him, but I also find him a little bit underwhelming in a way, and you see why later on in the video. But for now, let's talk about his abilities real quick, shall we? Starting off with his first ability, which is pretty darn interesting to say the least. Change Companion.
Come on, shocker! Positively shocking! Blast them, turret! Let's move. Not a dog, fast! Never surrender. Shocking! Positively shocking! Cold punch.
Yeah, this ability is pretty interesting, but as you can see, first and foremost, the dog is a separate unit. What does that mean? Well, it means that the dog can follow him automatically. You have to move him around, which basically means you have an additional unit, which, you know, could be a little bit difficult for the newcomers to the game. But the dog is honestly pretty interesting. The main thing about it is the respawn rate, but we're gonna touch on it in a minute. First of all, here's the blue one, the not a dog. Get it? Not a dog. And yeah, he's melee, and as you can see, he does okay damage. And here's Turret, which is personally my preferred dog, because as you can see, he can shoot over walls. Yeah, so you can keep your dog from a safe distance shooting at everyone. And he deals splash damage on top of that, which is really nice. I really like this dog, I'm not gonna lie. I prefer it more than not a dog, and as you can see, he is not all that tanky, neither does not a dog, but still. They're nice meat shields if you ever need them. And the thing is that they respawn super quickly, like look at that. It's been like what, 3 seconds and he's already back, ready to go. It's amazing. I really like this one. And the ranks are honestly pretty interesting, I suppose. The silver rank basically increases their hit points by 50%, which, you know, means that they're gonna sustain more damage, which is really nice. And on top of that, the golden rank allows him to deal extra damage on stunned targets. Which, to be honest, there's not a lot of abilities in this game that have stunning mechanics, but however, Sparas has pretty interesting stunning mechanics that we're gonna touch on in a minute. And yeah, overall, the dogs are pretty nice. I really enjoy them. I mean, sure, Turret is better, but hey, it's just my opinion after all. The next one is also pretty good as well, I suppose. It is called Battleship.
Blast them, turret! Good as new coming up. Shocking! Positively shocking! Never surrender! But of course. Naturally. Shocking! Positively shocking! Naturally. Forward punch. I cannot die.
Yeah, that one is pretty interesting ability to say the least. However, I find the sheep to be a little bit underrated. Like, I don't know what it is about it, but it just doesn't seem all that great. Sure, the damage is kind of alright and all, but I just don't find it to be all that useful for the most part. The issue is one of the ranks, which I'm gonna talk about in a minute. And if you don't know what it does, basically the sheep just tosses in and starts bouncing around people, which is pretty cool to see it. I mean, it's pretty dope, I'm not gonna lie, but the damage is just kind of meh, to say the least. The ranks don't make it all that good either. The silver rank basically gives it a chance, not even a full like you're gonna do it every time. No, it's just a chance, and it's basically 40% chance that the sheep can stun someone for a few seconds, and that's really important because again, Sparas revolves around stun mechanics, and in order for the dog to do extra damage, you need a stun target. And back in the day, a while ago, I think by the time around the time when he was released along with the other heroes, the ability had a 100% chance to stun at the silver rank, which was pretty ridiculous, and let me tell you, that was a really good ability. But now that they've done it into being like chance based, I don't really like it all that much. It's kind of bad, and you know, it's not awful, but I don't know. I just have mixed feelings about this change, and I don't know if I really like it or not. As far as the gold rank goes, it's kinda nice as well. Basically, if he dies, which, you know, in this mission I can't let him die, otherwise I lose the mission instantly, so I can't show it, but basically, if he dies, there will be he'll spawn one more sheep, which is pretty nice, you know. I think that's probably the coolest after that effect in the game. Like, for the most part, when the hero dies, if it has some sort of effect, it's usually pretty underwhelming. I mean, remember Shatter with his dead explosion that did like nothing? Well, in this case, it's not the same. If you summon this sheep in a pretty dense area filled with enemies, it can do some damage and, you know, maybe kill some of them, which is, you know, kind of nice. I don't know though. I like the sheep and I also don't like it at the same time. I have really mixed feelings about it. And last but not least, we can't forget about his passive ability, which is enhanced reload systems. And now for the passive ability. The passive ability is pretty nice. More attack speed, that's one of my favorite things in any game. Having more attack speed is always nice. But however, his attack speed is okay. I mean, he attacks kinda fast in a way, but it's not like super duper fast or anything. He goes like boom, 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 you know, something like that. As far as his ranks are considered, they're pretty interesting. Oh wait, I forgot to mention one thing for the sheep. The sheep has 25 seconds cooldown, but I think you already know that. Like, regular cooldown is usually somewhere around 25 seconds. So yeah. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the ranks. As far as the ranks for the passive abilities are considered, they are pretty interesting. The silver rank is basically a stun. Yeah. You're probably thinking, but wait. What? Yeah, every 4th shot is a stun. Which is really interesting because, again, the stun is pretty interesting. I don't remember how long it lasts. I think it lasts like 3, maybe 4 seconds. So it's not nothingness. And by the time the enemy is stunned, you can do extra damage and allow your dogs to just devour him. It's pretty awesome. And as far as the golden rank goes, I think it's a little bit better. Every few shots, I don't remember the exact number of shots that he needs to do, but basically he releases this weakening toxins. You know, when the enemy is surrounded by this little orange mist kind of thing, that's when he's hit by the bullet that has the weakening toxin. And it's pretty nice because it reduces their damage, and it reduces the damage by quite a lot. There's definitely a big difference. So yeah, Sparas ends up being kind of a questionable hero to me. I kind of like him, but I also don't. So I'm just gonna give him an 8.8 out of 10. Like, he's almost there to being 9, but I just don't like some things about him. I don't like the sheep. I used to love it back in the day, but since they nerfed it, it's pretty meh, to say the least. As far as his stats are considered, I don't have anything bad against them. His damage is okay, his movement speed is decent. The only thing I will improve though is his range. His range is not atrocious, but I would definitely give him a little bit more range, because sometimes, like, he just like, the lack of range sometimes can really screw you over. But overall, he's not a bad hero. But I mean, in comparison to Dr. Graf and Trabuco, the everything killer, Sparas seems kinda underwhelming in a way. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but maybe I just haven't played enough with him to understand his full mechanics. I don't know. But he's personally not my favorite pick. But hey, if you think he's fun and, you know, you're gonna have a good time with him, go get him. However, he is a little bit difficult to use, you know, with the dog mechanic, because, you know, you have pretty much multiple units all the time, your hero and the dog. And by the way, a quick thing before I go, if he dies or he teleports, as you can see here, the dog teleports with him, so be careful about that. And also, I mean, you already saw that, but if the dog dies, it spawns right next to him. So yeah, guys, well, that's gonna do it for the video. Thank you everybody so much for watching. I appreciate you for sticking around to the end. Subscribe if you want to see more of this content in the future. And while you're at it, drop a like on the video. It means a lot to me. And I'll see you in the next video. Until it comes, that was King Rexy, over and out.